commercial loan officer at a community bank in Cambridge. And I've been working ever since I got out of college.
I'm the chief of psychiatry at Metro West Medical Center in Natick.
I have a son who's severely handicapped. He has medical issues as well. He's developmentally disabled. He's almost 21 right now. After he got to be about 16 and got big, it was impossible for us to keep him home anymore because I actually had 2 back surgeries and just trying to move him. We had to do everything for him. So at that point, we decided to enroll him at a residential school, and that's where he is right now in Western Massachusetts.
And I also have a son who is a recipient of services at CRJ, lives in one of the group homes.
It's been terrific for us because the staff is pretty consistent. There's 24-hour nursing care. He's had some accidents, he's fallen, he has seizures, always has gotten immediate help.
He's done extremely well. You know, he's got a girlfriend, he has a part-time job, he's got guys in the house that he is friends with.
If it wasn't for David's living and all the service he gets there, one of us would certainly have to quit our jobs and stay home with him because he needs 24-hour attention.
If this were your child, what would you like that child to be growing into? And what opportunities would you like them to have and to be available? What would you do?
What assurances can you give us that the kind of help and supports that David's getting to live in the community and to live up to his potential and to be safe in a safe environment, how can you assure us that you will continue to get them now and in the future, especially after we're gone?
What specific actions would you take as governor to preserve community services for individuals now and in the future? Tim Cahill, your first response?
Well, the only way to guarantee that we can fulfill the needs of those parents, and my heart goes out to them and others that deal with this issue every day, is to grow our economy, to bring in more revenue to state government so that we can meet those needs. If we're in a constantly spiraling down economy, if we're not creating jobs for everyone, both the able and the disabled, then we're not going to be able to provide for the needs of folks like that. And they are severe, and they are costly, and there's no way you can minimize that cost. So everything we will do to hold the line on spending in health and human services, despite the fact that we're in a downward spiral in terms of revenue, in terms of job growth, will have to be done. We will have to draw the line because to do what these mothers are asking us to do is what government is all about and what it needs to be about. So we have to maintain and do what we're doing now to move these types of children, these types of young adults into the community-based care, make sure that we provide for those institutions and for those providers who are providing it so that a parent who doesn't have a child living with them but knows that that child needs them and needs the support can sleep at night and do the things that these parents need to do as adults so they can take care of other children in the family and make sure that they know that when they leave this world that their children will be taken care of in the best way possible.
I don't know that I've met Barbara and Annette, but I've met a whole lot of parents like them and their loved ones. I've visited group homes, I've visited residential schools and other facilities, and I've talked to other family members who've been deeply concerned about, particularly at the time when we've had to take so much out of state spending, about the support for everything from residential settings and support for residential facilities in community to day habitation. And I think everyone in this room knows I have fought for those funds and supported them, I think, very, very well under the circumstances. I want to agree with Tim, though, that what we must be about is growing this economy so that we have a greater and stronger and more broad-based workforce who are contributing to the kind of community and the kind of commonwealth we want through their tax contributions. And I'm very proud that we have made choices that are delivering those results. That's why we're growing jobs here in the Commonwealth faster than every other state in the country. Why we're growing at twice the national growth rate. And I believe if we stay on this path, we will continue to come out of recession faster than the rest of the country and assure that we can do what we must do and ought to do, what government is supposed to do in terms of doing right by the families of Barbara and Annette and those like them all around the Commonwealth.
Jill?
Yes, I would agree that we must do more, and as a practically oriented medical doctor myself, I think there are things we can actually do right now to use the resources that we have available to us right now. So for example, $8 million spent for a Manulife, an insurance company, to help them build a tower that they had already built. $150 million for the film industry in tax breaks, which they then sell on the open market to insurance companies and banks. $300 million to Raytheon and Fidelity and corporations like them that every year that was appropriated in return for jobs that were either cut or were never started. So, you know, in my view, we have resources right now that really should be redirected to the people who need them rather than to what's essentially sweetheart deals that are not serving the people of Massachusetts. And one of the most effective things we can do is, again, to change our healthcare system, to cut out the insurance waste. It would free up $1 billion a year that we could put towards critical programs.
Thank you. Charlotte.
Well, let me just start by saying that I actually do know one of those women, and I've talked to her a bunch about this issue over the years. I agree with the governor and the treasurer. A good economy solves a lot of problems when it comes to this sort of thing, and we need, most of all, to make sure that Massachusetts can compete effectively with other states for jobs and economic opportunity. I think the second thing we should do, and I would say this to the woman that I know, and that is make sure that we're doing everything we possibly can to make state government as simple and as uncomplicated and as inexpensive and as effective as we possibly can. I don't think we've done that, and I have plenty of thoughts and ideas about how to do that. I also think one of the things we should start to do is and I've talked a lot about this too, is deal with the fact that we have rules and regulations on top of rules and regulations on top of rules and regulations, and any provider organization that does business with more than one health and human service agency will tell you, if you talk to them for more than 5 minutes, that a lot of that stuff works at cross purposes to their ability to deliver services, and actually works at the agency's cross purposes ability to actually manage and monitor what's going on. In addition to that, I think we should be willing to change. I said this earlier, that